Hey everyone, welcome to the second installment of our Beginner's Utility Guide series. Today we'll be diving into the basics of Nuke, one of the most iconic maps in Counter-Strike. Together we'll cover the essential smokes, flashes, HEs, and mollies that will give you the edge in your matches. Whether you're new to Nuke, or you just want to sharpen your skills, this video will give you a solid foundation. Now, let's get into it. Alright, so we'll get things started over here on the T side. The first set of utility I'm going to show you is for crossing from red bin to secret, commonly referred to as the cross smokes. One is going to land here and the other will land here, making it so that there's a solid wall of smoke that the CTs cannot see through. To throw the first smoke, you're going to line yourself up on the back of the truck right here. Then you're going to aim at the top right part of this window, then left click and jump throw. For the second smoke, you're going to find this part of the marshmallow up here. You're going to aim at the top center of that while you are lined up in the center of this pole here. So it'll look just like this. Here's what those smokes look like together. If you have that smoke wall up, it's also important to know how to get to red bin without the CTs seeing you. So you'll need to throw a smoke that lands somewhere in this area so that the CTs from garage, credit card, and mini can't see you. To do this, what you'll do is you'll line yourself up with the top part of the fence's shadow here, and then you're going to aim at the top of this telephone pole, and as you're running, you just left click and throw the smoke. It'll look like this. It'll pop before you peek, and then you have safe cross to red bin. Here's a flash to blind any CTs that are looking towards you while you're crossing towards red. What you're going to do is you're going to swing until you see this blue dot on the wall, and you're going to go up from the center of it to the top wire, pull the pin, take a step, and left click throw. This flash will pop behind the Tetris boxes here, and it will blind any of the CTs that are playing common angles like in garage or even over by mini here. It's pretty common for a CT player to be playing behind these boxes or behind red bin itself. As a T coming out, you might want to flush that position out. So what you can do is line yourself up in the middle of this fence pole here, the first one that has 2 on this part of the gate, and then you're going to aim at the top of this foot on the box right here, and then it's a simple left click jump throw. It'll look like this. As you can see, it will get both positions here. You can throw a smoke that lands on top of this blue bin here to take more space from outside towards mini or even garage, making it so that none of the players in CT, lockers, or heaven can really see you. In order to throw it, you're going to line yourself up on the left side of this box here, like so. Then you're going to find this line on marshmallow, go slightly above it, and then to the left, and then jump throw. So here's what the smoke will look like from the T side. And then from a CT playing by lockers, the red box, or even in heaven. Smoke off garage, what you can do is stand on the corner of this yellow line on the ground here. Then you're going to aim above the central vent here to the second power line. From there, it's just a left click and a throw. If you have garage smoked off or have control of it and you want to flash deep into CT here to blind anybody playing heaven, you can do so by standing over here. Then you're going to aim somewhere along the top part of mini here, right below this tube on the silo back there. Then you're going to run and jump throw this flash. This flash will blind even players in heaven holding the tightest angles just watching for the cross. As we start learning some utility towards A site, it's really important to try to remember to break these windows on the roof at the beginning of every single round, even if you don't plan on going A. This is because if the only time that you end up breaking the windows is when you are going A, the CTs aren't going to know that you're going to be there. So make sure to break these always. When it comes to defending A site, a very powerful position that CTs will play is on top of hut here. So one thing that we want to do as a T is molly it off. In order to do that, we're going to come up this ladder, and then before we get down to the regular level of the roof, we are going to aim directly underneath the middle of the left side of this window here, underneath this line. We're going to aim down at the level of these rivets on the wall. And what we do there is we're going to take a step until we meet the level of the roof. Then we are going to jump throw the molly. It'll look like this. Another very powerful position CTs will play is behind empty vent here. And one thing we can do to molly that off is get ourselves lined up between this line on the wall, and then there's a faint line there as well. Just get right in the middle of that, and then you are going to find this darker patch on the wall right here. You're going to aim at the top left of that, take a step, and throw the molly. It'll look like this. This molly will pop there, and it will reach all the way into the corner of empty vent. One thing I've seen happen too many times on A-site post plants is when you're trying to smoke or molly off heaven, in the heat of the moment, the nades miss. So here's a set lineup to make sure that you never fail these nades again. So what you're going to do is get stuck in between the silos here. Then you're going to have a smoke or a molly, and you're going to aim at the bottom left corner of this bracket, and then left click throw. This is what the molly looks like. And for the smoke, it'll be the same lineup, and it'll look like this. A play you might want to consider on a lower buy or even an eco is to rush down vent through Squeaky here. Here's a smoke that'll make that easier to do. You're going to get stuck into this position here. Then you're going to find the top right part of this fence. You're going to go up over one and then up just a little bit from there. It'll look like this. So make sure your crosshair's just about in this position here. And then you are going to left click and jump throw the smoke. It'll land right here, extinguishing any mollies and also making it so that the CTs cannot see you as you go down into the vent. Another thing you're going to want to make sure is that the door is either blown up or your first player through opens it. To blow it up, what you can do is as you're rounding the corner here, aim directly in the center of this hose, and then don't move your crosshair, and as you're coming around, just left click throw the nade. A good flash to throw to help you get out ramp is thrown by lining yourself up along this part of the wall here, and then as soon as you can see the left part of the light right here, you're just going to left click throw. This flash will bounce off the top of this red box and flash behind it, making it so that it will not blind you or your teammates as you're coming out. So it will blind a lot of the common angles that CTs will be playing, and at the very least, it'll make them look away, letting you get out of that door. While you're coming down towards B site, if you think a CT might be playing behind double doors, you can bounce a molly off of the wall over there, and then it'll land right behind the doors. So make sure you're lined up kind of in the center of this door here, and then just kind of aim in the center of the wall, take a step, and throw the molly. It'll look like this. So it'll pop here, make it so that any of the CTs playing in any of these positions will get roasted. Another useful thing to do when you're coming down towards B is to smoke off single door here. So you can do that when you're coming through the right side of ramp. You're going to have your smoke out, you're going to be aiming at this line on the ground, and then as you're running through the doorway, you're just going to left click throw the smoke. It'll look like this. It'll bounce and land right there, and it'll importantly leave a gap between the silo and the edge of the smoke so you can see if any CTs try to open the door and get out towards site. The last thing for the T side, if you're defending B site by yourself and you know that the CTs are coming from ramp, you can throw yourself a flashbang by being behind the silo here. You're going to find this empty spot on the control panels over here, right at this cross section of the railing, and then you're going to take a step and throw. It'll look like this. It'll pop in front of the silo, allowing you to peek off of it and blind any of the CTs coming through ramp. Now over on the CT side, the first smoke I'm going to show you is to cross to behind red bin. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump off over here, and then as soon as you see the right side of this pale blue box right there, you're going to aim the center of it and throw your smoke at it with a simple left click running throw. It'll look like this. Smoke will pop, making it so that the T's will not see if you cross to red bin. Once you get over here, you can crouch up over here and hold the top of Marshmallow, or you can play behind red box and wait for T's to come outside. A few other pieces of utility you can use towards outside is a flashbang over mini to flash any of the T's that are lower outside. To do this, all you need to do is just aim above this dark line on mini and then left click throw. Another thing you can do is get some chip damage by swinging until you see this far off telephone pole and then aim a little bit to the right of that, and then you're going to go up to these cables up here, right in the middle, and then run and throw your HE. Over here on A site, to smoke off the door, whether it is open or closed, you can align yourself in the center of this silo right here, and then aim to the right of the tip of this crane hook, somewhere around this area, and then left click throw. It'll look like this. If you're still in heaven, you can smoke door from up here by aligning yourself on this part of the door trim. Then you're going to aim directly at the bottom center part of the ladder vent, and then give it a jump left click throw. At the beginning of the rounds, it's very important to make sure that you Molotov off Squeaky here so that the T's don't go for a vent rush. In order to do this, as you're going up the ladder, you are going to have your molly out, and then as you get up, you're going to find this beam on top of the catwalk here. You're going to aim right at the corner, run, and throw. It'll look like this. You can also Molotov off hut by aiming directly at this light on the wall and then just left click throw while you're standing still. Help your team retake A site by throwing them this Popflash. What you're going to do is get to the right of this blue sign, centered on this brick, and you're going to aim at the top right part of this yellow door, and then simply left click jump throw. This flash will pop just around the corner of heaven, making it so that any of the T's that are playing down here looking at heaven will get absolutely destroyed. If you're down the vents because you know that the T's have gotten towards secret, you can smoke it off by being on the stairs towards double here. Then you're going to aim at the tip of this light and then simply left click throw the smoke. It'll pop way back there, making it so that the T's can't even get towards single door. If you're supporting a teammate who's playing on ramp here, you can flash for them just by bouncing a flash off of this box right here. Just make sure you can see it and then left click throw. And this flash will hit the ground and pop in front of the boxes, making it so that the T's are blind, but your teammate is not. If you are the teammate that is playing ramp, at the beginning of the round, to make sure that they don't rush you down, it's pretty important to throw a smoke to block off trophy room. In order to do this, what you're going to do is as you're coming through hell here, you're going to aim at the top part of this door frame, right in the middle above this red part of the wall. So as you're running, you're going to simply just left click throw. It'll look like this. The smoke will go back and block the doorway into trophy room. If the T's are going to be going towards ramp, but this trophy room smoke is up, a lot of the times they'll just kind of sit in this area here waiting for it to go away. One thing you can do to capitalize on that is line yourself up on this corner of the ramp here. Then with an HE, you're going to aim at the bottom of this part of the railing and then left click and jump throw an HE. It'll land right here, absolutely destroying any of the T's waiting for the smoke to go away. And that does it for the beginner episode for the CS2 Essentials for Nuke. I hope you can start implementing some of these pieces of utility into your matches and let me know how it works out for you. Stay tuned for future episodes in this series. See ya.